Right, so that's my workout done. Might be time to go see some sights finally.
Well, I guess it's obvious where I am. Egypt. I'll show you things from a Bond fan's perspective, but first shoot that like button. After the trip to the US, I thought, how do I go bigger than the Golden Gate Bridge? Well, what was the world's tallest structure for over 2,000 years was a good place to start. So, I took my desert boots out of retirement and got on a direct flight to Cairo. My base was the Mina House, a historic hotel beside the pyramids. And some will say the reason I'm here is because Roger Moore stayed here while filming The Spy Who Loved Me. They say this room is based on the old Mina Palace, which is currently being refurbished. But the scene was actually shot back in the UK. I didn't come this far east to see a room that resembles this though. Let's get out of here and see some sights.
So maybe like 10 days from today.
The Great Pyramid of Giza. It's possible this is the most famous structure of human civilization. And imagine what these looked like in ancient times, covered in a polished soft limestone, like this. In fact, you can see the remnants of this limestone on the second pyramid of the Giza Plateau. The planning and sheer manpower that went into this is incredible. You know you're in the presence of something great. The cutting, transporting, and stacking. So much happened to make this come together. Not only were they great structures, they were mazes in which the treasures were hidden. Looking at the Great Pyramid, it's not a surprise that this was the world's tallest structure for so long. So let's get into the pyramid. You go into the old grave robber's entrance, and it's a tight squeeze. Then you have to climb. It gets warm in there. Some people were finding it hard, but it's definitely worth it. A lot of sweaty people here, including me. It's serious engineering though, to stick a square room inside a structure like this with the whole weight of the pyramid sitting above it. It's time to leave before someone faints. Well, it was something incredible to see and do. But there was another Bond location in Giza I needed to see. Being in Egypt, you have to travel the local way. First, I needed to protect my face. mask.
Now you look like Egyptian ninja.
And not very stealthy one.
No.
Oh, thank you.
Black thing though.
Black. Oh, yeah. But I think it's time to admit I have a fear of horses and I've never actually ridden one. So a camel is really pushing it for me. Well, if Roger did it, I have no excuses. Riding a camel in the desert. Pretty cool. It took a while to get used to, especially the height. But this was great fun and I highly recommend it. You start to slowly get comfortable.
Very.
Now, let's see this Bond location.
You have come tonight.
You may remember this from The Spy Who Loved Me. The night show in front of the Sphinx, with the pyramids looming in the background.
Stands forever the mightiest of human achievements. No traveler, emperor, merchant, or poet has trodden on these sands and not gasped in
It's
awe.
very different today, but thanks to the tour guide we got in and inspected where Jaws killed Feckish. A great view of the pyramids in the background, the iconic Sphinx right there in front of you. It's another example of the ancient Egyptians being master stoneworkers. The Sphinx has been carved into solid rock. If you can access the Sphinx and see it from this angle, go for it. It's far better than the side-on view. After a few hours in the Egyptian sun, it was time to call it a day.
Well, after that big swim, it's time to go into Cairo.
The next day, it was time to hit the Egyptian Museum. This building was opened over 100 years ago, filled with thousands of priceless artifacts, statues, mummies, and Tutankhamun's treasures. I recommend walking around and exploring. It really has so much to see. You get to see all types of items they would have had in ancient Egyptian times. And we got quite lucky. It seems that they're going to be separating out the treasures and artifacts with new museums soon enough, but everything was under the same roof for now. Whether false doors to the afterlife, sarcophaguses, the incredible statues, treasures, papyrus, lots of mummies, and not just people. Funny, it's hard to believe this is all they found inside the Great Pyramid of Giza. There's a lot to see and learn here at the Egyptian Museum. With this extra bit of knowledge, we travel to Saqqara. In fact, the famous step pyramid can be seen in the background of The Spy Who Loved Me when Bond arrives at the oasis. I have to say, Saqqara is probably where I recommend you go to first. You get to understand the evolution of pyramids. Going from this to this, and then finally this shape. The shape we all know. Egypt has over 160 pyramids, but they aren't all the same. But you can see some of them look like hills, slowly covered by the desert sands. Here you get a way better idea of what they were doing than the Giza Plateau. Seeing multiple tombs, the boundary walls, inscriptions, the step pyramid tomb itself is just incredible. It's like a science fiction film. The vertical drop gives you this awkward feeling. The amount of people it must have required to make this is incredible. Make sure you visit here. If you want a more in-depth, less crowded version of the Giza Plateau, this is it. So as the trip came to an end, I spent the evening looking at the pyramid. Did a final bit of exploring, watched a traditional dancer. To get here from Ireland is a decent journey. I don't think I would have come here, explored the sites and the museums, tried the local food, or even rode a camel if it wasn't for Bond. When you're a fan like me, he may be fictional, but that crazy fandom means he never leaves you. You take Bond with you into the real world. Create adventures because of him. As a fan, you end up pulling Bond into the real world. And that's how you end up somewhere like here. Thanks for watching. This was a great adventure. to a faraway place. If you enjoyed this video, shoot the like button and subscribe. Al and Carol will return.